made a video like this in a while where I just play this and like talk and rant about like whatever. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to rant about like the Battlefront community as a whole. I think the previous rant video I made was on like Star Wars Battlefront 3 and like it was like Act Man. I was ranting about how like Act Man was starting like this whole thing with like the Battlefront 3 grift and how I fucking hated that shit. Now I'm going to talk about like the community as a whole and why I think no one in Star Wars Battlefront community is taken seriously. So, in regards to this game, right, Star Wars Battlefront 2015, it's very interesting because I feel like that a lot of the people who were taken seriously went to go play the second one when it came out. And then, like, people figured out that, like, the second one kind of sucked at release, and people were like, well, fuck this shit. We're not playing this pay-to-win fucking slop shit, right? People just weren't into that. And they came back to this, and I think for a while in, like, 2018 and 2019, there was a solid period of time where the good players were actually still playing this. Like, I remember 2018 was probably the best year for this game, period. Like the numbers for this game and just it was the most fun. And then it was around 2020 when I feel like that this game kind of fell off because people started to play like in the most boring, lame, destitute way possible. I'm going to be calling out like a few people here in this video, right? We're talking about mostly it started with Labyrinth. Now the thing about Labyrinth is like Labyrinth didn't, like, play in a super boring way. It was, like, the people that he decided to surround himself with played in the most boring way possible. But what made Labyrinth fun was that he was just really funny to interact with and created these very ridiculous situations. So, like, looking back at it, even though that, like, Lab was, like, really annoying and he was clearly, like, trolling a lot of the time, he was honestly one of the more interesting people to like beef with. Like he actually made this game very interesting. Like the side shit that he had with like T.O. Cake and Black, like all of the people he used to hang out with were super funny, except maybe T.O. Cake because T.O. Cake's a fucking like fat fucking loser who got cucked on Blaster Girl's couch. You know, that story is still really funny to me. That T.O. Cake is like a cuck. That's still really funny to me to this day. But it really started to, I think, take a downturn when Electronic T started hooking up with, like, the Coiler in them. Previously, people that no one ever really took seriously because all they ever did was, like, get felted by, like, everybody. And then they decided that they would hook up and would play the game, like play these private matches for thousands and thousands of hours to literally master the art of doing nothing, to sit perfectly still and just do nothing. The most boring, destitute way to play the game possible. And that's kind of where like people also started to mod a lot. And there's like this misconception of why like me and JF Pilot started TL50 glitching. The reason why we started doing it is because people made the game so fucking boring to play and it was just so annoying that we just said fuck it and we just did something that made it like chaotic and interesting, and people blame us for the game dying, but really the reason why the game was dying is because the game was like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. The sequel came out years, like, you know, the sequel had already been out and it was improving like over time. You had all of these grifters grift off of the game too, and people were like buying into like playing it more, and that's where a lot of the really good players put a lot of their hours, and then eventually they moved to the PC version of that game and started playing that because all of the mods and stuff that were being created. So it's not because of us that the game died. It's because this game just had a natural life cycle and it fucking like went through it. But I'll also say that the reason why this game died is because people refused to play this game in a, like, interesting way. Like, people just wanted to play it in the most fucking boring, fucking pathetic way possible. That's, like, my opinion of that. Is people just refused to play this game in a fun way, and people just got fucking sick of dealing with, like, the bullshit. So, that's my take on it. And like and now what the game is that the modding has got to the point where like people can run aimbotting scripts, like auto roll, rapid fire. It's gotten to the point where like these people use shit that's honestly better than TL50 in every single possible way, because it doesn't require a specific character and like all the setup and you to use like a really terrible weapon in the first place. You could just use the best weapon in the game with all of this hand-holding shit and just win, right? But what's fascinating to me is, like, people will still cope about it. People will say, oh, well, you TL50. Oh, well, I mean, it doesn't matter that they mod because you do this. It's like, no, dude, it does matter. Like, you honestly could have, like, stopped doing this. Like, you could have started using, like, weapons that aren't, like, the E4. You could have, like, turned your mods off. You could have, like, not played in the most lame, boring way possible, but you refused to do that. And now you're paying the price for your fucking insolence. And you're crying about it. You're crying about the fact that there are consequences to your actions. And, like, we don't give a fuck that you aimbot. Like, we just fucking leave, right? Like, if we're not going to play a game against, like, a 5-man party, everyone mods, 2 or 3 of them aimbot, like, we don't have to do that shit, right? I mean, so, it's not really a problem for us. Like, we can just... What the fuck just happened to that gen? Anyone else see that shit? That was weird. It's not a big deal to us because, one, we have, like, other games that we can play. Like, we don't really give a shit like that. And second of all, like, we've already vented out our grievances with these people for many, many, many years, and it's at the point where it just doesn't fucking matter, right? It's not that big of a deal. The game is 10 plus years old. And like I'm like in my mid-20s, right? Like it just isn't that big of a deal. But then you have people like Hafty who like cry and complain and just bitch that like we're the ones that ruined the game, but he's using a rapid fire E4. So he can't fucking cry about it because he's also cheating technically. And if you play like any relevant game that's come out in the last 3 or 4 years, Cronus Zen and all that other shit is fucking banned. Like, you cannot use it at all because it's cheating. And like, if other developer teams say that like this shit is cheating, like you can't use it, right? Then that means it's fucking cheating, dude. And like, I will put my hand up and I'll say, yeah, I'm cheating at this game. Like, yeah, I'm being a scumbag piece of shit. But at the same time, you motherfuckers brought this on yourselves. You're the ones that decided to mod. You're the ones that decided to camp and play in the lamest, most destituted way possible. You're the ones that brought this upon yourselves. And now, this is the state of the game that is in. Me and JF Pilot torturing you over and over and over again, and you crying and complaining about it, and us pointing and laughing at you. That's what it has been this entire time. And before it was me and JF Pilot, it was Cookie Monster and Dancing Leo Sayer. And before them, it was fucking other nerds doing it. So really, this has just been a tradition that is basically 10 years old at this point. That's been going on forever, where we just point and laugh at these fucking people for being these fucking lolcow fucking freaks who take the game way too fucking seriously. We're just like a bunch of fucking clowns who just wanted to have fun and wanted to troll and teabag and like fuck around. And you guys are the ones that wanted to make the game super boring in the first place. So when we retaliated, you didn't like the way that we retaliate. And the irony is that these people who like mod, who use the aimbot and the modded controller, you guys spend hundreds of dollars to compete in like a 10-year-old game, And we don't have to spend any money, and we still fucking felt you. And we still have to carry these horrible fucking teammates. The people who play this game are either super tryhard, insecure fucking losers, or they are like lobotomized, retard, fucking assisted living home, wheelchair-bound freak shows. There's no in between. Like, some of the teammates that we get are so bad that they cannot beat anybody, regardless how shitty they are. They will always lose and keep losing. You know, so the fact that these people mod irregardless if they face us or not. They will mod versus like these fucking deformed fucking sideshow freaks. They don't have actual principles or beliefs. It's all cope, it's all bullshit, it's all lies. And we've been through the song and dance for fucking ever with these people. And we know it's like all bullshit. Cause like if they felt so strongly about like the cheating, they would have like set aside their mods and then they would have played legitly, and then we would have seen that and we would have eventually done the same. But no, they kept crying and coping and just like making excuses for like the way how they do things. Which, like, if you truly believed in the things that you were doing, you wouldn't have to create excuses for yourself. You do realize that, right? You would just say, yeah, I'm a cheating fucking piece of shit. Fuck you, motherfucker. But no. This community is filled to the brim with the most bitch-made pussies on the fucking planet, who don't want to own up to their mistakes, who don't want to own up to what they actually are. They just want to cope and cry and seethe and say it's our fault that the game is dead. Blah 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 blah. You know, it's just like I'm not interested in that. Like, just admit that you're modding and that you're cheating and that you're, you know, that's what you are. That's really, like, all we want at this point. Like, just admit it, bro. It's not that big of a deal, really. At all. It isn't. Just admit that you're modding and that you're cheating and that you're using all of this fucking shit and that you want to cheat and you like cheating. The same way how we admit that, yeah, we're TL. We can't even hide behind the fact that we're not cheating because the TL50 is so obvious. But you guys fucking literally aimbot and auto roll into all of this fucking cheating shit and still say, I'm not cheating. I'm not doing. Right. Right. Sure. we're supposed to suspend our belief, but how many times are we supposed to suspend our belief when we encounter Lando Calrissians that can fucking one-shot the entire roster with just one move in like 2 seconds? It gets to the point where like it's so beyond believability that it's just like, how else can you explain this? There is no way. There is no other way of like explaining it, you know? Like, we've been playing the game for so long that we know what is realistic and what isn't, you know? But that's in regards to the first game. Like, everyone who plays this game has always been, like, fucking bitch-made. Like, you guys do not deserve, like, our respect. That's why Cookie Monster and Leo, like, trolled you for as long as they did. That's why everybody spent as significant amounts of time fucking with you and making fun of you and making YouTube videos exposing how shitty you are. Like, that's why it's been, and like, even when you guys quote unquote expose us, it doesn't really do anything because we like the attention. We like that you're getting mad and that you're going through all of these lengths to try and fuck with us. Like, regardless what you do, we win in the end. It doesn't actually matter. Right? Because we're trolls. We're doing this to have fun. We want to get reactions out of you. We want you to cope and seethe and cry. Like, that has always been what we want, is to get a reaction out of you and get a response out of you and to give us attention. That is the whole purpose of trolling on the internet, bro. And it seems like the Battlefront community at large just doesn't seem to understand that because they're so terminally online and so just deranged that they just don't get it. And they never have and never fucking will. That's what I'll say about the first game, right? The second game is honestly like a completely different beast because it seems that like the second game is filled with a bunch of people who take themselves way too fucking seriously. Like if you look at the content creation, I think like the biggest YouTuber today is a guy named Crispy. Crispy like makes these YouTube videos of him just like dominating in big modes and him shitting on people who like talk shit. It's fun content, right? But like Battlefront 2 has always felt like it's just been more serious. It's just like, oh, anti-toxic this, we're against trolling, we're against fun. This guy the most fun content in my opinion are like people who like felt the people who cry and talk shit. I'm always up for that. Like that shit's hilarious to me. I always have thought that that's like the best Battlefront content, and it's good to see like over time that's where like the big like good players have gravitated towards. It's just felting like these crybaby fucking pussies that like fucking proliferate this game. I love that shit. But like for the longest time, it's always been like, you can't be toxic, you can't teabag, you can't emo. That's too much. It's like, who gives a fuck about a crouch animation, dude? Like it's a fucking crouch animation, you know? No one's going to die because you fucking teabagged. Like, give me a fucking break, dude. It's never been like that serious. Nice. Oh my god, Rex. Oh my god, turrets. I don't really have too much to say about like Battlefront 2's community as much, because like Battlefront 2's problem has always seemed that like people try to justify like what the developers did and try to like retcon what happened to the game, and they just don't want to accept like reality. You know, they don't want to accept the fact that the game fucking sucks, which honestly is like their cross to bear. Like if you don't want to accept the fact that the game is fucking terrible, then I don't know what to tell you. Like that's the biggest reason why they've been able to rekindle their sales, honestly, is because so many people have either grifted off of the game and like what actually happened, or like, you know, something else has been at play, honestly. That's how I feel about it. I think that the community as a whole has just been very easy to take advantage of, and that's why like Battlefront 2 ultimately was successful, even though that it was like PR wise it was like a complete disaster, right? Like killed like any future potential for like the Battlefront series, right? But overall, they made money off of it, and they were able to get away with it, and like they have no intentions of making a Battlefront 3. They just make single player games, which really, like, who gives a fuck about that, to be honest? Like, I was never a fan of like this current canon shit, and I had no interest in like Jedi Fallen Order or any of that shit, or like I think the newest one is like Star Wars Outlaws, which I heard was like a disaster. It's like I just don't give a shit. Like I want Star Wars Battlefront 3 as much as everyone else, but like people are just so fucking deluded online, man. It's like it's like Bloodborne 2 or fucking Half-Life 3. Like it's never gonna happen, bro. Just move on, let it go on with your life, and accept it's never going to happen. That's what life ultimately is about. It's like, you know, you're not going to get everything you fucking want, bro. That's it. And the sooner that like people like accept that with Battlefront 3, the sooner that they can like move on to like bigger things. There are plenty of fucking amazing games that got announced in like Summer Game Fest and like State of Play, like God of War Laufey. That fucking game looks amazing. Can't wait to play that. Although it's kind of weird, like people are like grifting off of that game. Like the same like anti-woke fucking losers have come throughout the woodwork and are saying like, oh, this game is gonna suck because like the woman is like a protagonist, and I'm not a fan of like where the direction of the franchise. But I don't know, if you don't like the direction of the franchise, I'm surprised you don't like the Norse games in general, bro. Like I think the people who dislike God of War Laufey probably dislike the Norse games. Because I mean, like, Kratos' story is like done with, bro. You know. But I don't want to go on like a God of War rant. That's like a that's like a story for another time, to be honest. I honestly feel that like between like GTA 6 and Alien Isolation 2 and all these other like amazing games that are coming out, like, what isn't there to like, bro? And in all honesty, like, what isn't there to like about gaming? There's so much potential for like single player games. And if like if you just like playing Battlefront games, that's fine, like whatever. But you probably just don't like really playing video games in general, then, is like my take. I don't know. I think at some point you just gotta like take your L and like accept it, you know? Accept the fact that like Star Wars fell off like when Last Jedi released, you know? It was over when Last Jedi released. And it's been downhill ever since. And some people will say like, oh yeah, Legends kind of suck too. I disagree. Like the highest highs of Legends are way higher than like the highest highs of like the current canon. Like honestly, the best that the current canon has is like Andor. And I guess like Star Wars The Clone Wars TV show, depending on how you rate that. I don't rate Star Wars The Clone Wars that highly because like it tells and retcons a lot of stories that have already been told in like the Clone Wars comics and novels. Like, I don't know, there's nothing that show doesn't do that has already been done like elsewhere in like Star Wars. So it never really did anything for me. And a lot of the stuff that they did in like the Empire era, like Mandalorian, I was just like, I don't really care. Like the first season was actually pretty interesting, but then they introduced, like, they really tried to sell Baby Yoda, and I really don't give a fuck about Baby Yoda. Like, dude, Baby Yoda is so fucking boring to me. They clearly just created him to, like, sell toys and marketing and shit. It's just, do not give a fuck about him whatsoever, right? They just wanted another R2-D2 and C-3PO to, you know. But R2-D2 and C-3PO, I feel like, had way more character than Grogu, like, ever did. I don't know, maybe that's why, like, I was never, like, that interested in him at all. That's my take. This Vader is, like, trying really hard not to, like, fight me. That's crazy. And, I don't know, I don't talk about Star Wars that much because I feel like that Star Wars is science fiction for retards. If you want to know the truth about it, like, there are so many more, like, interesting franchises out there that, like, just Star Wars is just very, like, disinteresting. Like, overall, it is. Nothing about, like, Star Wars stands out that, like, other, like, science fiction franchises just do better, in my opinion. Like Alien or Dune or, like, whatever, right? I feel like Alien and Dune are, like, so much... It's, like, what this shit is, but, like, for adults. Dune, specifically, is just this, but for adults. Just way... Like, the main plot of Dune is basically, like, fucking Star Wars. This Vader is such a fucking pussy. This kind of highlights, like, the gameplay, like, right here. Like, my teammates just went off and fucking got killed by Bosk and Palpatine. Vader wasn't fighting anybody for, like, a long time because he was too busy, like, AFKing and staring at me. And, like, they died and like, got fucking wrecked anyway. Now they're just AFKing outside. Right. They have no reason to come in here because they already fucking butchered my shitty teammates. So, if you don't have, like, good teammates in these games, it's rough. I felt like, oh, Vader's finally pushing, though. That's interesting. But him and Palpatine were at full, so... 1600. I still outscored their whole team. That's crazy. What was I saying about Star Wars just hasn't been interesting to me in like forever. And my introduction to Star Wars was this, right? It was Star Wars Battlefront. And this was when Disney had already purchased Star Wars, and a lot of the Disney stuff that came out, like the books and shit, I read them and I was just, this is fucking boring. I'm not interested in it. And this was like the birth of like the Disney shit. Now there's like tons of like novels and but I feel like my biggest discrepancy with that is like it doesn't line up with like the other shit that's come out, like the TV shows and stuff, because Dave Filoni refuses to like adhere to like his continuity that he's like a part of. So like a lot of shit like Dark Deception, which sucks by the way, like a lot of like the comics and novels do not line up with the TV shows, and there's a ton of like retcons. Keep in mind, there is a lot of retcons and stuff with the old EU too, but that was more so with like written material as much as like with the movies. There was like, for example, a lot of the stuff that came out later, like in the 90s with like the comics and you know, like the Thrawn trilogy and stuff, that like the way how like the Clone Wars was back then was obviously different because the prequels hadn't released yet. But in fairness, like there was a lot of things that they had to write around, and there was a lot of mandates that like George Lucas put out like back in the day, to where like, oh, you can't talk about this, you can't talk about this, you can't do this with this character. Like I think the best example was like during the Yuuzhan Vong era stuff, like they couldn't kill off Luke Skywalker and they had to do this and this and this. Now I don't know like what the fuck they're doing. Like it's so like all over the place, and like they introduced time travel and shit and like Rebels. It's kind of hard to like really take Andor seriously, which honestly is like one of the best TV shows to be released, you know, disregarding like Star Wars. It's hard to really take it seriously overall when you consider like all of the shit like in Rebels and in Book of Boba Fett is like canon to this, you know? It's just hard for me to take like super seriously. 9M's running like face first into Vader. Oh. Nice. Okay, they're clearly all up there. Nice. Ooh. Oh, no. Come on, bitch. Why'd you have to do that? I kind of want to felt these guys because the way that they're playing is kind of bitch made, and I don't like it. Come on. Nice. Oh. Rip. I got triple teamed and I still killed somebody in that exchange, and I got their whole team to run away. That's how fucking powerful Chewbacca is in this game. Like, if you have like actual teammates and not fucking losers like this Han Solo motherfucker who's just like reg hunting, like if you have like actual teammates who are applying actual pressure and aren't like picking 9 and just getting farmed, like what the fuck are they gonna do? Like I just caused their whole team to run and I killed somebody in that entire exchange. Like that's fucking crazy, dude. That's insane. Like, if you have, like, a Lando Calrissian to capitalize on that while they're like, all panicking, it's so felted, dude. Unfortunately, my teammates are Nyanum, who's completely useless. Nyanum in this game is fucking atrocious. I'm convinced. I think that I might actually make like a tier list video for this game, just purely based off of vibes. But if I were to rate like the characters in this game, I think the best character in the game is probably Bosk. Bosk overall is probably the best. He's super overpowered. He is so much better than every other shooter. It's crazy. I think on the light side, I think the best character is clearly Chewbacca. Some people might say it's Calrissian, but Calrissian is only as good as he is because people fucking cheat with him. Like, if you're not cheating with Lando Calrissian and you're just playing him, like, at base, he's super strong, but I don't think he's better than Chewbacca. Chewbacca is so fucking impressive. Like, no other character can just make a whole fucking team, like, 2 villains, like, run for their lives like I did. There is a point there where I made the Vader and the Palpatine fucking run away. Like, just in fucking terror. And if I had, like, a Luke Skywalker or a Lando Calrissian, or really, like, anybody to, like, capitalize off of that, like, it's so devastating. Like, there's, like, nothing that you could do. Like, oh, you're running away, like, Luke just comes in and just beats your ass. And then, like, Luke is obviously pretty strong, but I feel like he has some pretty significant flaws, right? It's overall. I think I would place Leia somewhere in the middle. I think Leia's biggest problem is that her power comes from, like, her trait, and, like, her giving, like, trait to her, like, the regs and stuff. I think by herself, Leia is kind of weak. It's when Leia starts, like, spawning in her honor guards and is surrounded by, like, regs and shit, and her, like, teammates, that's when she gets, like, really fucking ridiculous. I think Palpatine has potential, but I feel like that Palpatine is, like, the weakest of, like, the big three. Because, like, Palpatine doesn't really have, like, a lot of range to him. Palpatine is pretty weak at range, obviously. This isn't that strong. But Palpatine has, like... Palpatine has, like, super, super good, like, longevity. Like, he can outlast, like, a good amount of the roster. And then I think beyond, like, the big three and then, like, Luke, I feel like Darkseid has, like, the weaker lower tiers. Like, Greedo is just dog shit. I never liked... Greedo was, like, good when he first came out. Like, when he got, like, trait on turrets and, like, at trait 3, he, like, two-shotted people. And then they nerfed him, like, twice, and he's just dog shit now. And Dengar was, like, the same thing. Like, Dengar was, like, crazy broken for, like, a long time. There was a while where, like, his trait bugged. People thought, like, his trait, like, didn't work. But the truth was that when he hit trait 1, he actually got, like, the values from trait 3, and that's why, like, he was able to stand up to Chewbacca. And then they nerfed him, and they put his trait back to the way it was, and now Dengar just sucks. Because like somebody like Chewbacca can just buff himself up like right off rip. That's wow. I don't even know what to say to that. What? Where? I'm so confused. I just got fucking owned. I got fucking felted by that Palpatine. Run, bitch! She's dead. Well, at least Luke can probably felt them, but if I didn't get my ass kicked by like Palpatine there, I might have been able to do something. That's over. Ripperoni. But I'm trying to think of like some other stuff that I could talk about, like just like rant about aimlessly. What are some things that like piss me off about Battlefront? I don't know. I feel like that there are some things I could talk about that like deserve their own video, like how I recently like discovered that like the people who were grifting off of Battlefront 3 finally just said, yeah, this shit's never happening, by the way. We totally just like grifted you for like view, which I think is hilarious. That's really funny. It's really funny to me. Like they just kind of like gave up and they're like, yeah, this was all a grift. You guys are never getting this game. You guys are like suckers and losers. That was funny. It was like funny for me. I think like for everyone else, it was like kind of sad. It's like they had to like, they had to finally admit that like all they're doing is like coping about it, right? There really like isn't going to be an actual like third game. Like EA is never going to make anything. No one else is really going to make anything because the Battlefront brand as a whole has been so all-consumingly damaged by like what EA tried to do that I don't know. I just feel like that this franchise never really had a chance, especially because like people said that, oh, you just need to trust like better developers. Listen, bro, if Lucasfilm sold their souls out to EA, they're going to sell their souls to somebody equally untrustworthy. That's my take on it. Like, I wouldn't trust them to like lend this to anybody reliable and good. Like, they're just going to turn it into something that people have such high expectations for a game that's never going to come out. And really didn't deserve the hype to begin with, in my opinion. I don't know. How did I not take damage from that thermal imploder? That's kind of crazy. Oh my god. Fucking regs, man. These regs are fucking... Look at these guys. These guys are fucking ruthless. Full trait Vader goes fucking crazy, dude. Oh my god, that's so fucking annoying. Oh my god. Rags, dude. I'm literally at 2 HP. Maybe I'll just AFK next to Chewbacca and just like... Run, Chewbacca, run. Don't run in that direction. No, Chewie. Well, I'll take the tie. Whatever. Chewbacca should not run in the direction of all these regs. Who is like the worst character in this game? I think the worst character in the game, unironically, might be Jin. Not Jin, Orson. I think that Krennic is so garbage. Krennic is basically like Bosk, but if Bosk was bad. Because both of them have like a really annoying defensive ability that like does damage over time. The only differentiating factor is that Orson has like a super overpowered like buff ability. Like his buff is just fucking insane, right? Buff is crazy. Please mark him. Hello, am I being trolled? Am I actually being trolled? Am I just not gonna mark anybody? Hello? What's happening? Oh my god. Good job, Leia. Good job, Leia. Beat his ass, Chewbacca. Yes! Alright, can I actually, like, mark somebody? Please. Yes! Don't worry, guys. Nyanum will save us. Nyanum will save us. Oh, Nyanum. Nyanum, you sweet summer child. He's not so sweet because he's picking Nyanum. My A280 is like fucked. What is happening? A280 is like bugged. These fucking Euro servers, man. Like, fucking just makes my weapon like fuck up and lag. Crazy work. Yeah, Emperor's just like up his ass. If only he was like a real character like Lando Calrissian, he might not have like such a hard time. Run, Nyanum, run! No. Maybe don't play Nyanum, bro. Fucking sucks. Oh, I did not want to play Luke. Oops. Everyone's gonna have to Nyanum again. Oh, they picked Orson, who is pretty dog shit. I don't know, that's like entirely negate. Jesus Christ, no Chewbacca. Rip. Oh, how the fuck are we going to play this with this passive as fuck team that isn't going to be able to do damage to anybody? I feel like that's like a big like problem that Nyanum has, is like he just doesn't do damage. Yeah, worse than stock shit. What even was that bitch? I tried to save her, but she's just... fucking just... Oh. Maybe don't play Leia when you're getting, like, fucking felted. And we have somebody who's picking Nina. Maybe you should play Chewbacca. All I did was, like, get blown up by honor guards and, like, armor broken by Orson, but I still killed Orson because Orson is so, like, fucking garbage. I could just walk up to him and fucking insta-kill his ass. It's so sad. I like, if a garbage-ass Luke Skywalker like me can just, like, walk up to you and, like, fucking, like, insta-kill you the way I just did, like, I cannot see how, like, you could possibly be good. Like, at all, like, ever. It's so cooked. Darth Tyros' Luke Skywalker could just, like, walk up to you and just fucking, like, felt you to, like, such an all-consuming degree. It's bad, bro. It's bad. It's cooked. I feel like 9M sucks, too, because, like, look at what this guy is doing. Like, this guy is just running in a straight line, like, setting up. But then, like, Leia wasn't, like, paying attention to what 9M was doing, and she got teamed on and fucking felted. And I, like, ate shit from, like, all of the honor guards, like, blowing my ass up. What? What? I feel like that's the perfect way to end the video, like right there. Like that was fucking crazy. What even was that? Fucking European servers, man. That's crazy work, bro. Anyway, I ranted for like what, 40, almost 50 minutes. Yeah, I'll probably like post this up on YouTube. It was fun.